What is going on, guys? People call me Johnny Gasm, and I am here today with another episode of Secrets of Cinema. Today I'm sharing with you guys 11 facts that you probably didn't know about a recently released film, Minions. Now, maybe I was too old when the original Despicable Me came out, but honestly, I've never really found Minions that appealing. I do understand why little kids do, like they're cute little banana characters, but to be honest, I just find them annoying and I really don't think that they deserve a whole movie dedicated to them. That being said, I'm not here to critique the film. I think the original Despicable Me was fantastic. I just want to share with you guys some little known trivia. Like, for example, there are 899 Minions in this movie, and director Pierre Coffin voices every single one of them. Despite there being so many Minions in this movie, there were 3 that the film focused on, and believe it or not, but those 3 Minions were actually designed to resemble Gru's 3 daughters, Margot, Agnes, and Edith. I honestly had no idea that was the case, but when you compare the 2 trios, you can definitely see it. Now, despite this movie being released after the 2 Despicable Me films, this is actually a prequel. It takes place in 1942, which is 68 years BG before Gru. If you add 68 years to 1942, you get the year 2010, which is the year the original Despicable Me movie was released. In the film, the 3 Minions, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, visit something called VillainCon, which is a lot like Comic-Con. Interestingly, the character Scarlet Overkill's presentation takes place in a room called Hall H. Over here in the real world, Hall H is actually used to host some of Comic-Con's bigger events. A little Easter egg here, the antagonist from the Smurfs, named, I believe, Gargamel, can be seen sitting in front of the 3 Minions at VillainCon. And speaking of villains, this is the first movie ever that Sandra Bullock has ever played the villain of a movie. As a fan of movies in general, I find that really interesting because Sandra Bullock is such an A-list celebrity who has done a lot in her career, and this is the first time she's ever switched sides from good to evil, so I think that's pretty cool. Also, during the Supervillain Expo, Dr. Nefario can be seen showing off his brand new freeze ray to a young Gru and his mother. So despite him not being the main character, they decided to include Gru in this anyway, so that's pretty interesting. And actually, that isn't the only scene that young Gru appears in. He actually comes on screen during the end credits. During this sequence, we can see him playing around with the Minions and going on a few adventures with them. Continuing the evil villain theme of the past couple facts, when the Minions arrive in New York City, a billboard is shown for Richard Nixon's 1968 presidential campaign. The billboard has the motto, "Finally, a name you can trust," which, if you know anything about Richard Nixon, you realize that's pretty ironic. One of the more iconic features of the Minions is their interesting choice in attire. Just to remind you, if for some reason you're drawing a massive blank, they wear overalls and goggles with boots. Well, this film actually shows the audience how the Minions came across their iconic wardrobe, only unlike in Despicable Me, they don't have Gru's logo on them because they don't know Gru yet. Now, the final fact I found the most interesting to share with you guys. The language that the Minions speak is called Minionese. And although the majority of it sounds like gibberish, that actually isn't the case. It's actually a mix of multiple languages. Those languages include English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Hebrew. Now, it's all of those language in conjunction with some gibberish added into it. I find it really interesting though, because that means that there are certain parts of the film where we recognize as English speakers what the Minions are saying, and we think, oh, that's so funny, that's so cute, but anyone who speaks any of the other languages gets a little bit more out of their dialogue than solely English speakers do. And that, you guys, was the final fact I had about Despicable Me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you hit that rate button with a big fat thumbs up. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below with any recommendations for future episodes of Secrets of Cinema or what you thought about the facts I shared. If you know anybody else who's a huge Minions fan or you plan on seeing this movie with a couple of friends, make sure you share this video with them. I'm sure they'd enjoy it. If you guys are interested, I have a link to my gaming channel in the description down below where I will be uploading video game conspiracy theories, video game facts, video game streams, let's plays, all that good stuff. And as always, the links to my social media accounts are in the description down below. Pushing all of that to the side though, you guys, as I say usually 2 or 3 times in every single video, thank you so much for watching, and blaze for life.